Hi there, folks. Welcome to another deep dive. We are we're doing Yes today. Now I'm familiar with this band. I haven't heard them in years though, and the most familiar to me is Rick Wakeman. But on doing a little bit of investigation, I found that he didn't even join originally. He wasn't an original founder. And he joined during the 70s. And this sort of left in 1980, I think. Anyway, English prog rock band formed in 1968 in London. So many bands are British. Over their career, they had 20 full-time musicians. So a lot of these bands have changed. I suppose that's fair enough, given how long a lot of them have been around. Originally founded by John Anderson, lead singer, Chris Squire, bassist, Tony Kaye, keyboards, and Peter Banks on guitar. And apparently they began with originals and covers of rock, pop, blues, and jazz. And showcased on their first two albums, Yes in 69 and Time and a Word in 70. But changed directions in 1970 after Peter Banks was replaced with Stevie Howe. And they kind of pushed more towards prog rock. Okay. They disbanded 81, reformed again in 83. There's a hell of a lot of information, and I'm not going to sit and go through absolutely everything. So I'm going to just jump straight into it. I apologise if I sound a bit rough. I hopefully don't. I'm a bit sniffy. I've got a cold coming now, I think. I started off, I've been really achy, and now I've got a cold coming. So something to look forward to. Anyway, now, as ever, I've heard these guys. I'm familiar with some of their songs, but I couldn't really name one off the top of my head thinking about it. I haven't listened to them in a long time, and I'm not going to be familiar with their best albums. So when I should concentrate is difficult. And sometimes it's just what takes my eye. Sometimes I read a bit about when their best period was. I try and span across their career, and that can be decades. So it's difficult to just pick out 5 tracks. This time I have kind of concentrated more on the 60s and 70s, because that seemed to be when they did most of their work. And looking at some info here and there, it seems to have been their standout years, if you like, their most successful years. So I haven't gone beyond 1980 apart from one. The last track is from their most recent album. And I wanted to do their first album and their most recent, and then stuff in between. And the stuff in between this happened to be 70s. So we're going to hit 1969 first for their album Yes. And their first track I've picked. So who knows? Who knows what this is going to sound like? We are going to give it a go. But first of all, I'm just going to stop a moment so that I can blow my nose. So I'll be right back. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that little break. Let's jump into this. This is 1969. It's their first album, and we're going to go for Sweetness. I've just picked one. I picked one. So let's find out what this is all about, shall we? Here we go. Help with that.
Sweetness and stares it with a spoon. She watches for my moods, never brings me down. She puts the the sweetness and all around. She knows just what to say to make me feel so good inside. And when I'm all alone, I feel I don't want to hide.
Nice. Okay. Keyboard starting this off. That's what I like, I think, about these 60s, 70s. It's a lot of focus on keyboards, which you don't hear so much of from rock bands in the 80s. It's kind of not there. We've got the new wave, kind of like Depeche Mode and that coming in 1980 onwards, and you've got keyboards coming in again and synths. But yeah, it's nice to have to hear them. I love hearing the keyboards coming in and having a bit more of a prominent place. So that was nice hearing that keyboard start. It's very gentle and chill song, very sweet. I suppose it's quite appropriate being called Sweetness. His voice is great. This is who did I say this was? Anderson, didn't I? John Anderson is the lead singer. But the other guys coming in with harmonies, lovely harmonies. I really like that. And I like that bass coming in. That was nice for a bass. Yeah, it's very sweet and gentle, and I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I don't think it was quite going to be that, I don't think. But it's cool. I like it. Carry on.
Today she brought me in, told me where she'd been. She put my mind at rest, put the sweetness in. I'll ask her for some time to go look around. She puts the sweetness in with a sound. She knows just what to say to make a sunny day. And when I'm all alone, I really don't feel that way. Tell me, how would you feel with no world of your own and nobody to hold? I just can't see the way. I'm so glad it's today, and you're here. You're She brings the sunshine to a rainy afternoon. She puts the sweetness in and stirs it with a spoon. She watches for my moods, never brings me down. She puts the sweetness in all around. She knows just what to say to make a sunny day. And when I'm all alone, I really don't feel that way. Oh, how I need her so. I know she'll never ever go. She'll never leave me, believe me. No, she'll never go.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. It's very chill, very laid back, very sweet. I like that the keyboards we kind of morphed. What's that mean? Morphed into like organs towards the end there, and that sounded kind of cool. And then we had those high harmony getting higher. That was pretty impressive. And the lead singer, I was just having flashes of Rod Stewart in there from his voice. He had a bit of a rasp, and he had a little bit of a sound of Rod Stewart to me. I don't know why. I don't know if that makes sense, but I haven't heard Rod Stewart for a while. Rod Stewart's a bit raspier than that, but there was that feel of a young Rod Stewart. Anyway, I don't know. I like that though. I think that was cool. That's something I would definitely listen to quite a lot of. I liked it. I'm just still trying to think of yes songs that I can remember, and I can't think of any by name. There's probably quite a few that I'd recognise if I heard them, but who knows. But that was cool. I enjoyed that. So I'm feeling rougher and rougher, and I've got another day of recording to go before I can have a few days off. Anyway, we're going to move on. We're only moving on a couple of years now to 1971, and this is the Yes album. So we've had Yes, and now we've got the Yes album, which is a bit strange, but there we go. I'm going to have to flick over and change it all up. Change it up. But we're going over to Yes. Click this. Starship Trooper. Now, I keep thinking this sounds familiar, but I think that's because of the movie, which I really loved. It was a classic cult movie. It was awesome, and that's the one I'm thinking of. So probably don't recognise this. It's just that's triggering in my brain. So let's find out, shall we? Let's find out what this is about. Here we go. And we've got a bit of a video to watch as well, so that's cool. Okay. God, there's a lot going on. I apologise if you're you can't deal with flashing. There's a lot of flashing stuff going on here, and I'm just trying to sort it out. At the moment, I'm just feel like I'm being bombarded with sound, and I'm not sure if that's the quality of the track or if it's probably just. I kind of like it, but it's confusing. It's just finding it a bit confusing. And it's switching between ears quite a bit as well. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I'm finding it difficult other than drums to pick out exactly what's going on there. His voice doesn't sound like Rod Stewart now. It did a bit on the first one, but not so much now. Bit of rasp going on. He's got a good voice. I'm not sure what to make of this yet, so I'm going to let it run a bit more and see what I think, because we're only a minute and a bit in, and it's a long track actually, this one. And I'm not sure what to think of it at the moment. And I'm not sure if I like it or not, whether I just feel it's just a bit too much going on for me, but we'll find out. Let's carry on.
knowledge of the land and spoke to me in sweet accustomed ways. Mother Earth, open me unto me. Spread your knowledge higher into view. Release as much as only you can show. For you've seen me eat and taste what I can see. Happy very Loneliness is a power that we possess to give or take away forever. All I know can be shown by your acceptance of the facts they show before you. Take what I say in a different way, and it's easy to say that this is all confusion. As I see a new day in me, I can also show it you, and you may follow. Speak to me in summer, no winter's longer than time can remember. The setting up of other roads to travel on in old accustomed ways. I still remember the talks by the water, the proud sons and daughters that knew the knowledge of the land and spoke to me in sweet accustomed ways.
Okay. I didn't like that very much. I didn't like the first 2/3 of it. I think it kind of came, it felt, okay, prog rock. This is them switching to prog rock, and I quite like prog rock. But I wasn't keen on this, and I don't know why. I think it felt too disjointed, the first sort of half of it. For me, there was too much going on, too much noise, and I couldn't pick out anything very cohesive there. And I liked it when we got to the instrumental there. It felt just a better flow. It felt more pulled together. It had a better flow to it, and I liked the guitar, and there was a bit of organ keyboards going on, but then we hit that keyboard section, which was cool. I liked that. I loved the guitar solos. I just didn't like the first part of it. It just didn't. It was just noise to me. I couldn't make anything from it. I just couldn't. And I'm a bit like this with. I love jazz, but when we get too experimental, it takes it too far for me, and then it becomes. I can't pick out a discernible rhythm. I don't know what it is. This one. It was just too much going on in my ears, side to side, too much going on with nothing really that discernible. And I wasn't overly keen on the vocals in this one. He's got a good voice, but sorry. As I said, 2/3 of it, no. Last third of it, instrumental onwards, I actually liked that. I could listen to that. That was cool. I enjoyed it. And it just felt more cohesive. The only other thing I'm going to say is, what's with the capes, the glittery cape on keyboards, and we've got the kind of, looks more like Batwing type raggedy cape on the guitar there. That was that was interesting. 70s and 80s fashion, I don't know. Yeah, not overly keen. I like the first track. This one, some of it, not all of it, but some of it I liked. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you thought about it. Right, moving swiftly on. Sorry if I've upset any Yes fans who think this is awesome. It was just not for me. As I said, there was some of it that was really good. I liked the sound of, but some of it I just couldn't get on with. We're going to move to 1977 for the next one, which is from their Awaken album, and it's Going for the One. Going for the One. Over. First switch over. Awaken. So now we're back to that was also a lot of flashing going on in that one. I had to stop looking at it. So now we're back to just audio. Lot of text. I had fun trying to get this screen. I have no idea what to expect. It's a very long track. It's a very long track. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed I get on with this one, but maybe I'm just not into prog rock. Although I have listened to some prog rock and I like it. But anyway, let's carry on. Do this. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Thought I'd let it run on a little bit longer there and just really get into it. That was interesting start. Keyboard start again, like the first song, but that classical feel. It felt like we were going into a classical piece of music. So that was quite interesting. And then it kind of changed it up, and I'm not quite sure what we were hearing. I'm assuming synth coming in with that sort of mystical, ethereal sound coming in before we went straight into the voice, into the vocals. Yeah, that was interesting. I quite like that. And then we've kind of got started, and it still has that mystical feel to it. And there's some unusual sounds going on in the background, which I'm assuming must be synth sounds. And we've got harmonies. And at first I didn't know if they were vocals or they were synth vocals. But I think they are vocals we've come into now. Yeah, it's interesting. It's got a totally different feel again in a way. I'm liking this one a lot more than the last one. Yeah, I want to see where this goes. There's quite a way to go yet, so let's carry on. Okay, I'm going to stop again there. Oh, this is a roller coaster. I'm not keen on all of this again. It's weird, isn't it? I liked the beginning. As I said, it was very mystical feel to it. Feels like up until the 5-minute mark, I was quite enjoying it. Now, maybe I'm not overly keen on his voice. I'm not sure what it is, but I found the vocals in this I didn't enjoy so much. I enjoyed the music, but not so much the vocals. And a lot of it sounded very almost spoken vocal feel to it. And I just wasn't overly keen on that. And it was fairly quiet in the mix compared with the music. So it got very chaotic after the sort of 4.5-minute mark onwards. And I wasn't enjoying that part again. It felt too much. I just felt there was too much going on. It was overpowering to me. It was overpowering my senses, and I just felt there was just a jumble. It felt very chaotic. Now, I don't know if that's the intention that part was supposed to. But then from 6:45 minute, we got the organ coming in. Everything dropped away, and it was that organ sounded very church-like. Got the mystical feel going again. We had like what sounded the way the percussion was going. And I'm not sure if this was synth again or what was creating that, but it sounded like raindrops falling. It was kind of cool, and it felt that whole section from 6:45 up to 10 minutes was great. I enjoyed it, and then the guitar came in, and I really liked that. And then we hit the vocals again, and I just didn't enjoy the vocals. It felt if it just, for me, it didn't work. It wasn't working. So I'm going to carry on now with the chorus and the last couple of bits, and we'll end it up. This is another one of like 2 parts, some that I liked and some that I didn't. I think there was more here that I did like than I didn't, compared with the last one. The last one, it was only like the last third that I really liked. But yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm not sure if it's just, I liked his voice in the first track we did. I've been here, and I don't know if that is because it's got that more spoken feel to it, and it takes me out of the music when I hear him singing. Let's carry on. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I've never felt so conflicted about tracks I've listened to. I either like them or I don't like them. This one is just bits I wasn't keen on. I didn't actually, that last lot of vocals where he was doing the chorus, the high vibrations, I didn't mind that. That sounded fine. That was more sung than spoken, and it sounded okay. We came back and we went straight into that crescendo and the big finale, and the synth, I don't know if it was them singing or a synth choir. It sounded like synth choir. And that was cool. And then we went back into chill out mode, which I really liked. Chill out modes in this. The bass guitar was nice. And we kind of felt like we come back to where we started. We're back to mystical and ethereal. And at some points the music was like waves. It was coming in and then receding out again. And it was cool. Weird little bit of guitar at the end was almost had an almost country feel to it. That last little guitar riff at the end. Yeah, I don't know. I liked a lot of this one, but I didn't like some of it. I would say I'm the other way around on this one, and 2/3 of it I liked and 1/3 of it I didn't, whereas the previous track it was the other way. I liked the chill out parts more, where I felt like you could sit back with when you sit back smoking something and chill out to it, and it would have been quite a nice experience, but I wasn't keen on the almost spoken words and kind of more chaotic stuff through that again. Yeah, but interesting. We're going to move on to the next one. Fourth one. This is from 1980. This is from their drama album, and it's Tempest Fugit. So let me do that then. Pop up. And we'll see what this one's like. So, I don't know if I'm doing well or not at the moment. I would say overall, if you took it all together, it's 2 out of 3, I guess, because I like bits of one and bits of the other one. I really like track 1. Maybe I just don't like prog rock as much as I thought I did. But anyway, let's give it a go and find out what this one's like. Oh no, don't do that though. Do that instead. There we go. I had the vision of a young Boris Johnson flash into my head then. I apologise for that. From the keyboard. So keyboards again, starting us off. The fashion changes over the years. Wow, we're definitely into the 80s now. I don't know if I like this or not. I mean, it's weird. This is weird. I've not had this with any of the other ones, and I've heard Yes before, but I don't remember I don't remember which ones I've heard. I'm going to have a quick look because I don't know. What's their greatest hit? What was their greatest hit? Odour of a Lonely Heart. That's the one. That's the one I really know. And I like that a lot. This is okay. I'm not sure if I like the riff or not, the guitar riff. I don't know. And I'm definitely not keen on his voice now. It's not doing it for me. I've never had, it's weird, isn't it? I suppose there's got to be one deep dive where I'm really not keen. I mean, I've had some others. I can't think what word. There's been maybe one track that just hasn't done it for me. But I've not had this just reaction to this gut reaction where I just think I just don't like this very much. It's okay. It's just not. I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, this is awesome. I really love it. I just don't. So I apologise to all those Yes fans out there. I really like Owner of a Lonely Heart. I can't think of any others that I recognise just from the name. They probably do, but I'm really not overly keen on the ones I've listened to. Sweetness was good, and bits of the others, but this one I'm not sure about. Let's carry on and see if it grows on me. Let's wait and see.
And the nothing would really be living. It would shock your wall into life.
Okay. Okay. No. it, it was okay. Okay. It was okay. Yeah. It's weird. I've really enjoyed diving in deeper, and I have enjoyed this. It's just I'm not overly. Maybe I've picked the wrong ones, but then it's just a selection of stuff that they did, and I'm not overly sure that I on that. Yeah, maybe I'm not a prog rock enjoyer of prog rock. I thought I liked some of it, but I don't overly sure. This one was more. It was giving me. It was giving me vibes of. I don't know. It was giving me more sci-fi type show. Some of the music was reminding me of the stuff you'd hear in sci-fi shows around the time, like Blake 7. It was weird. Just a hint of it. And the keyboard player was distracting me because it just looked like a young Boris Johnson. But I don't know what else to say, really. It wasn't doing it for me, I guess. It wasn't. It just wasn't for me. Yeah, it wasn't for me. I'm going to be interested to see. It's a shame I didn't have time to put another one in, and we could have done one from sort of maybe the 90s or something, late 80s. Now apparently I've made a note here that this particular song that we've just listened to was the group sound modernizing. John Anderson and Rick Wakeman had left at that point. I don't know. And this was modernizing. It had changed from the last one, but I'm still not overly sure. I like it. So we're going to move on. We're going to move on swiftly on. All the Yes fans out there are going to be like, what are you talking about? How can you not like this? Sorry, but it just can't help how something sounds to you, how you react to it. It's a gut reaction, and there's not much you can do about that. They're a big group. They've been around a long time. They're completely successful. They're very talented. It's just not for me. Most of this isn't for me. I think I like their earlier stuff. I think before they went more prog rock onwards, I liked that first song. So their first album I'd probably love. The rest maybe not. So anyway, this next one is Circles of Time from Mirror to the Sky, that was released in 2023. So this is their latest album. So I've skipped a lot, I'm afraid. And people might moan at me for that. But I also get moaned at when I skip through and pick random from quite a wide area. And then people say, oh, but their early stuff was their best. This said their early stuff was their most successful period. So I thought I'd go for that. Anyway, I want to see what they're doing now and how much it's changed. So I thought we'd pick this one and see. So let's give it a go and see what happens. Who knows?
Time circles, circles of time. Time circles, circles of time. Win or lose.
Just a moment. I'll start that again. I want to find out who's singing on this one. I don't know who's singing. Does it tell it? Doesn't. But I'm not sure who is singing. Okay. Carry on. Come back. This voice.
Win or lose. ticking time bomb, orchestrating and dictating our every move. Not lost on me how bittersweet the mockery of irony. The sooner I go, the sooner to you I'll arrive at your door to be by your loving side. I'm caught in a circle of time, stuck on a spinning wheel of our few hellos and many goodbyes. I'm caught in an endless time circle, spinning out of mind, wishing somehow I could get off of this ride. Across the polar night, the blue twilight, time circles, time circles, far and up.
Hey. I like this one better. I feel like we've come full circle actually back to the one we started with, which is kind of cool. Because this feels more like sweetness, and it is very sweet again, and it's very gentle. Instead of a keyboard starting us off, we've got an acoustic guitar, which is different and nice. I like it. This guy's got a lovely voice. I don't know who this is singing. I'm sorry. I'm not sure who it is. Great voice, some lovely harmonies. I'm not sure if that's harmonies with himself or with another band member, but that was really nice. I love the strings coming in. And I'm liking the kind of, I'm liking the message in it. It's interesting. And yeah, it's got that gentler feel that is reminiscent of that sweetness one that we first started with. And I quite like. Thank God. Thank God there's some more I like. So yeah, that's interesting that they're talking about circles of time, and it feels like we've circled back to their earlier stuff. Interesting. But let's carry on.
Time circles, far and away, I'm off to ride the sun's bending rays, and I'm lost to your sight on a never-ending flight, only nearer to one more yesterday. I'm caught in a circle of time, stuck on a spinning wheel of our few hellos and many goodbyes. I'm caught in an endless time circle, spinning out of mind, wishing somehow I could get off of this ride. Across the polar night, the blue twilight, as we fly right through the midnight sun, as we head into the midnight sun, the lonely midnight sun. circles, circles of time. Ring upon ring. Time circles, circles of time.
Oh, that was cool. Okay, I really like that one. Probably a little bit more than the first one, but I really like the first one too. That was beautiful. The harmonies were beautiful. I think they were with himself. I think he was doing the harmonies as well. That acoustic solo was lovely, and at the end the guitar, it was beautiful. And I like the video as well. I really enjoyed that one. So I'm kind of this has been a long video, I apologise. And I thought at one point this is going to be a disaster because I'm not overly keen. But as I said, there were bits I liked through it. I really liked the first track. I really liked this last track. And there were bits of 2 and 3 that I liked. The last third of number 2, the Starship Trooper, and a couple of thirds in between, the sort of chiller stuff from Awaken. So there was about 10 minutes of that that I liked. I wasn't overly keen on Tempest Fugit. It was okay, but it wasn't really doing it for me. But yeah, first one and this last one, so Sweetness and Circles of Time, I really like those two. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you made it this far without me with me being negative. Let me know what you thought. I've put all the links in the description to these songs, so you can go and give them a thumbs up and show support to Yes. If you enjoyed my ramblings and moaning, please consider giving me a thumbs up and let me know what you thought of these tracks. Let me know in the comments. Were they for you? Did you enjoy them or not? Are you a Yes fan? I thought they're a talented bunch of guys, and there were bits that I liked and bits that I didn't. So it was interesting to listen to them because, as I said, I've only really heard a few of their hits, and one of the main ones, the only one that really stands out, is Owner of a Lonely Heart, and I really like that. But I felt that was completely different from any of this that we've just heard. I like their gentler stuff. I like their gentler stuff in the prog rock tracks that were more of a lot going on, but I really like the chiller sounds, the ethereal, mystical sounds that they can use. But a lot of it wasn't. Anyway, let me know any other, from what I've said and what I've said I like, let me know any others that you think I will like. And I will add them to the list and we'll give them a listen. I'm more than willing to give them a listen. As I said, there was a lot I liked here, but there was a chunk that I didn't. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. It's been a long one. I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it. It was good to do. It was an interesting one to do. I'll be back with more deep dives in the future. Enjoy the rest of your day, folks. Be good. If you can't be good, be careful. And I will see you very soon.